Right, Kenny, so we've not long finished with Gordy Dick there on the phone, and super exciting to have the ability for people to call in and reach us. Makes me a little bit nervous, though. I like this encapsulation, a safe environment of where we just get to sit you and me, and unless we bring somebody in, it's comfortable. But anyway, we're now joined from a different part of the UK. I'm sure most of you in the UK, if you're involved in the hog scene, if you've been at rallies, if you've been at things like Rock, you will absolutely know this man. Steve Link is going to join us very shortly. He is from the Welsh Dragon Chapter. In fact, he's the director. So we've got the top brass joining us from Wales tonight, and he's going to talk to us about the tri-chapter event that Welsh Dragon, Bridgwater and Rolling Hills are putting on. So good evening, Steve.
Good evening, Ben. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, fine. Bit of a cough, so excuse me, but yeah, should be good.
You cough away when you need to. We can always edit it out, or we've got buttons on our new gadgets and we can put sound effects over the top. We might even be able to sneak in a fart after a cough, Steve. You carry on.
Okay, well, thank you, Ben. Yeah, just a quick sort of introduction. We all remember the dark days of COVID when we were all locked down and couldn't do very much, if anything. So when we were coming out of that, starting to ride a little bit more, an idea, I think it might have been, in fairness, Jill Mogg from Bridgwater had the initial idea, but myself from the Welsh Dragon, and at the time it was Adam Phillips was the director of Rolling Hills. We came up with this idea for a joint chapter event. So with the three chapters, we went for this tri-chapter ball. That's not a very imaginative name, but it describes what the event is. And then, January time after Christmas, everyone's not doing much, not much riding, and so okay, let's have a good party, a good get together in January time. So the first one was 2022. That was hosted by the Bridgwater chapter. I believe it was in the Royal Hotel in Weston-super-Mare. And then the idea was then rotate. So 2023, the second one, we actually did that. I was in the Vale Hotel, nice hotel in South Wales. 2024, the Cheltenham Rolling Hills there turn, Cheltenham Chase. Last year, back to Bridgwater in Cadbury Hilton. And now 2026, what's that, the fifth one now, back to ourselves. So, obviously the main support comes from the three chapters that's hosting the event, but it's sort of grown over the years, and we can go to 300 people, if there's the interest. So this year back with us, say, at the Vale, and the idea is to put on an event which is a little bit different, a little bit bigger maybe than what one chapter can have the resources to manage. Obviously a chapter with 127 members can't put on an event of this magnitude. There's you've got to get the support to sell the tickets, and you've got to get the people to help plan it, and it's quite a lot of work taking all the bookings, and it's a bit like a rally in a hotel rather than in a field or a pub somewhere. But gives a chance for the ladies to dress up in their smart frocks, and the guys as well if they want. But it's not mandatory. It's called the Winter Ball, but if you're more comfortable in your casual stuff, then that's totally fine as well. And then obviously any funds or raise, do raffles and things. There's always money going to a charity somewhere. Can't recall exactly for the other chapters, but ours was the air ambulance, and I think we'll probably do the air ambulance again this year. Always a worthy cause, especially us on our bikes, vulnerable. So yeah, we like to support the air ambulance. So what else can I tell you?
You hope to never need. You hope to never need that particular group of people or as a charity, but you always want to make sure that they're supported with plenty of fuel in the tank just in case.
Absolutely, and I think we all know someone that's that's had the need to use it. So yeah, a very good cause. Okay, so that's the sort of bones of it. So in a bit more detail, the event is a sit-down 3-course meal. It's always in a nice hotel. There's live music. There'll be a DJ, with music in between. And then, not on everyone, but there's all sorts of other stuff going on. We've had casinos, horse racing, table magicians, always a raffle, some funny games maybe to help raise some funds. We've auctioned stuff off, and photos, photographers. Yeah, just a nice, relaxing time. Say the aim, to meet up with your old friends and make some new ones, and of course, you get some money in for the charities.
Yeah. So there's a couple of things I wanted to touch on quickly, Steve, if that's all right. Sorry, I'm totally interrupting. You've probably still got more to tell us, but we can catch up with that as well at the same time. So a few things that are jumping out to me at the minute that I think are brilliant. Firstly, I want to say congratulations for organising an event like this. You described it at the start as a little idea. Kenny has a saying about acorns and trees, and we talk about building ships and armadas and everything else. The fact that you started an event coming out of a world pandemic, hats off to you. Most people were still trying to recover and work out where the toilet roll and the milk had gone to, but you're still going 5 years later. I think the other thing that I like, and you mentioned it yourself, it's a hell of a lot of work for people. See, running it between 3 groups of people and being able to rotate that. And the final thing that really stood out for me, and the thing I think I like the most, it's a rally in the winter. It's like a rally in a hotel.
Yes, I like to think of it as a rally in the winter. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you're talking 300 people attending, or the possibility for 300 people, that's absolutely a rally, and in some cases, it's larger than some rallies, isn't it?
Absolutely. We've never hit 300, but we sort of try to target round about 200. But our venue, it's probably the second best hotel in Wales. It's the headquarters for the Welsh FA and the Welsh Rugby Union. Right, we can easily go to bigger numbers if there is a demand there, Yeah. So 200 is fine, and say I'd love it if we got 300, but hey ho, the more we get, the more money we can get for charity.
That is our call to arms from this episode. We quite often like to put things out to our listeners. Let's get this event up to 300. You mentioned the hotel there, second best in Wales. That sounds good to me. Just for Kenny's confusion, because you mentioned rugby there, that would be real rugby, Kenny, not rugby league. But we move on. Confession as well. So the one part of this whole sort of thing podcast that seems to be Kenny's favourite bit is when Ben has to make an apology or own up to something. So me and Kenny have said this for a long time, and that's the other thing that I really like about this event. I have been saying, look outside your chapters, look to other chapters, make friends, bring other people in. And my confession, I suppose, if I will, it was your event that gave me that idea, or your event that made me think like that. So the fact that the 3 of you chapters are getting together and doing something, because it does take the pressure off organisationally, but also there's just that support there, isn't there? Having that person to be able to lean on, the respective member in your chapter. They exist anyway, but the fact that the 3 chapters have this event together, you've got a common goal and a want for success. So you have that corresponding person in your chapter, I suppose, that you can lean on and say, right, you did that last year. What do I need to think about this year? Which I think that works. And I think it's a beautiful idea to bring people together like that.
Absolutely. Because you can go to it 3 times, but only have to organise it once.
Yep.
Brilliant.
No, that's
I say, yeah, brilliant. So anyway, we're back on the 5th one now. So, I don't know whether you can stick out the details or whatever, but I'm happy to give the details now if people want to make a note of it. So it's on the 24th of January, which is Saturday evening at the Vale Resort, Hensel, and that's in Pontyclun. We've got a fantastic rate on the rooms. This is the 4-star hotel, so it's got all the facilities. It's got spa treatments, massages, sauna, steam room, pool, swimming pool, all of that, and they're doing us rooms, £109 with breakfast for 2 people. Now, I've just been trying to book a travel lodge for a run somewhere, and I can't get a travel lodge for less than £110. It's crackers.
That's an absolutely
So
banging room rate for what you've just said.
it is, and
That's
it's a
incredible.
top class hotel. And if you're coming from away, make a weekend of it. Cardiff, lovely place. You can have if you want to come down the night before or stay the night after. The hotel will do the same rates for a night before or a night after if you want. So you can make a weekend of it. Our guys will be there most of the weekend. So if anybody wants any ideas where to go or whatever, just give us a shout, and everyone's welcome, and we'll look after people. Absolutely will.
Excellent.
I have to say, on the pricing there, you've got it absolutely bang on, because if you look at the date there, it's 3 weeks after the new year. Most people in January are absolutely bloody skint, but they're dying to do something. And you've got, the 3-course meal and entertainment for your ticket price, which is bottoms really. And then, as you say, the room rate, you're not getting a room like that anywhere.
That's right.
That is absolutely fantastic. So,
and you mentioned the rugby, Ben. See,
yes.
Given this is the headquarters of the WRU, so we have to get it done and dusted before the Six Nations starts, because you'll be paying 3-4 times the rate for the room then once the rugby starts.
Yeah,
can I just say something on the rugby here as well, Steve? So I am openly a massive rugby league fan, right?
Rugby league, okay.
Rugby league. So I'm a Leeds Rhino man. I'm from Leeds. I used to go to all the games. It's a bit difficult over here. However, I will say that when it comes to the international football, rugby union all the way. I don't know if you watched any of the Ashes games at the weekend.
No, I didn't get a chance, but I think Wales got a good next weekend. But I've been keeping my head down because they haven't been particularly clever in the last couple of years. So let's hope they pick up a bit now this year.
Well, I'm on best behaviour and haven't passed comment, Steve. I've been nice to you.
No,
doing very much better.
We can take it. We can take it.
Yeah. Well, listen, Steve. Thank you so much for sort of sharing those details. Me and Ben, we can chat about stuff, but it's very obviously third party. It's always much better when it comes directly from the people organising it. So I just want to sort of ditto everything Ben's already said there. We will provide links if you're watching this. Then, as Steve's been talking, there's images that have been flashing up in front of you with details at the bottom as well. Just want to confirm the email address: winterball@welshdragonhog.co.uk. That's the email address that's been flashing up under your screen.
Yeah, just drop us an email if you want to come, and then we'll sort your tickets out, and we can book the rooms, or you can book them direct yourself with the hotel, whichever is easiest. So nothing.
If you are going to be booking directly online, there's a note here just to quote Welsh Dragon H.O.G just to get that preferential rate.
Yeah, that'll get the rate, yeah. If you don't say that, you'll be paying a lot more for the room, yeah.
Perfect. Steve, listen, thank you so much. It's been great to have you on. It's always good to get other chapters on. So this episode will be out on Thursday, so we'll make sure that you get a link to it, and it'll be in that.
Guys, Kenny, Ben, thank you so much. You're doing a great job, and it's just... another example of how HOG members all work together and help each other out. What a fantastic club that we are. So thank you, guys. It's really it's really great the work you're doing. Thank you.
Thank you. You take care, Steve. Well, Ben, I don't know about you, but it's been absolutely brilliant having people calling in. I've really, really loved that. We've still got one more to go, but what a difference.
I think so, absolutely. And I think it's that thing, isn't it? I mean, in my line of work, we talk a lot about the lived experience. So actually getting information for people that have been through something or experienced something. And it's far more authentic, and you can hear the excitement in people about the projects they've got coming up. We do a very good job, and the pair of us are very excitable, normally through caffeine and other means. But it's lovely actually talking to the people that are listening to us as well. Do you mean that's the other thing? Actually having that direct feedback. Neither of them have told me that they sleep to my voice. Disappointed.
Yeah, we're 100% hit so far. Yeah.
But no, it's lovely. I think it's great. And I'm really excited about what we can do with it in future projects. And hopefully all of our listeners and watchers and everything else are excited as well. And it's a route for them to get involved.
Absolutely, because it's not for me and you, it's for everybody else. So, yep. Right, we're nearly at the end of the show, but before we go, we still have one more caller, and this is a story which I thought would never ever happen in my lifetime, Ben. So, if those that follow the socials would have seen, a trip that would have taken place with a friend of ours, Mark. We talk about him frequently, Mark and Lexi, and basically he had a bike and he sold it and he turned it into two, but he needed someone to come with him to England to collect the bike to bring it back to Northern Ireland. Me being me, can't say no, particularly if there's an adventure or a story to be had, and said to me, would you do pillion from Northern Ireland to Chester through the middle of the night and then switch round and then ride a bike back for me? I naturally at the time was like, yeah, that sounds great. And then the day arrived and I was like, oh my God, I've just realized I've never been a pillion. But it was quite the experience. I'll tell you what we'll do is, because I was recording as we were going along, Ben, I'll let you listen to this, and then we've got Mark on the line, and he can tell us about his loss and his gain.
Well, it's about midnight. It's absolutely freezing. I am not tucked up in my bed like I should be. Instead, I am just about to drive round to my friend Mark's to help him out with a wee mission that he asked me to help him out with a little while ago. So basically he is getting rid of his existing bike and has sold it and has turned it into two new bikes, and of course he needs someone to ride back the second bike. I at the time agreed to riding there on the back of a Sportster, which will be interesting for a couple of reasons. First of all, I've never been a passenger. The idea of being a pillion and not in control of the bike is absolutely terrifying, but they say do things to make you scared, and I'm going to do just that. So we plan to ride from Belfast all the way down to Dublin through the night. It's going to be a chilly one, I think. It's due to be about 3 degrees. Of course, with the wind chill factor of us travelling at 60 or 70, it'll be a lot cooler. So I've got all my thermals. We're all set to go. We're getting the boat from Dublin across to Holyhead, and then we are meeting the guys from Sycamore in Uppingham, but we're meeting them at Chester. They've kindly agreed to bring the 2 bikes all the way to there so we can have a bit of a halfway point. We will literally get the bikes off, jump on them, and then straight back to the boat. Have checked the weather. It's due to be relatively dry. Might get the odd shower, but be a brand new experience. They say that nothing bonds men more than adversity, and I'm currently a little nervous about what I'm going to experience, but Mark, I know, is a fantastic pilot, and he wants to get himself and the bike there in one piece, so I am literally just there as a spectator. But we'll see how it goes. Well, we're making a quick stop for fuel here. Oh my word, what a journey that was. It's only a short one from Mark's house to the Lisbon services, probably not even 20 minutes. Absolutely bloody terrifying, but I'm sure I'll get into the groove of it. We've only another 180 odd miles altogether to travel, so what is the worst that can happen? As expected, it's absolutely bloody freezing, but I don't have to worry about anything other than just rolling with the bike, and we'll see you on the other side. Well, it's not long after about 4 o'clock in the morning. You're going to have to bear with us here because I can barely feel my face. I'm trying to form words and sentences. We got to the boat. Everything is hunky-dory. I have to say, got into the swing of the whole passenger thing in the end, and actually quite enjoyed it. It was nice to not be in control of the bike and just sit there as a spectator. But we have a big breakfast ahead of us here, and then hopefully a couple of hours kip before we get off at the other side and make our way across to Chester. Managed to stay dry the whole way down, but it was absolutely freezing. So if I sound like I need a little bit of help here, it's just because I can't feel my face. But we've got, I think, about 3.5 hours sailing here to get us across to Holyhead, and then we will be on our way to get the bikes. I think Mark's getting excited now, although he definitely needs a little bit of kip. He's only got summer gloves. I've actually given him my gloves as he was starting to lose feeling in his fingers. I was able to tuck my hands away, of course, because I'm sat on the back, and even I was still cold, so Mark must have been absolutely Baltic. But we got the problem solved, and I think he was grateful for some proper gloves. So yeah, there we go, folks. I'll see you across in Wales. I'm not even going to tell you the conversation I've just had with Mark. So we've stopped for a quick cup of coffee. We're about 40 miles away from the last destination. It's been a hell of a trip, actually. Getting quite comfortable with being a passenger now. As I said earlier on, definitely a newfound respect to passengers out there. Mark, though, got to hand it to him. What a pilot he is. And yeah, so we're going to go and turn one bike into two now. And that is literally how it unfolded. The whole thing, from going from absolutely terrified to, by the time I got off the bike, I was like, oh, I'm going to have to ride this one myself now. But I tell you what, riding pillion, have you ever done it, Ben?
Once, and it was very, very short distance.
Yeah.
Actually, no, that's a lie. I did it a lot when I was younger. My dad, I used to ride on the back of my dad. I suppose as an adult, I've done it once.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna be honest. Would I rush back to it? No, I've done it now. I'm in my mind. I've kind of completed it, but it was a great experience, and it was lovely actually to be able to help my friend, obviously, and it was a little bit sort of up and down for him actually, because he loves this bike of his. He's called Ruby. There's pictures of it here. You know, absolutely, he did so much to it. He loved it to pieces, but he had to let it go because an opportunity came up to switch it for two bikes, one for him, one for Lexi. He obviously couldn't let that go, but mixed emotions. But I'm not going to tell you about that. We've got Mark on the line.
All good. How are you guys?
Not too bad. Good to hear you, mate.
Glad to have you on board, Mark. Welcome to the flight.
Thanks very much, buddy.
Of the three of us currently speaking, three of us are going to Malta together. Malta, baby.
Oh, Malta? We're going to Malta? When did that happen? We haven't talked about that at all.
We haven't talked about it in the slightest, have we?
I've never mentioned
But what we're here to talk about here is motorcycles, particularly your motorcycles. So obviously I was behind you for quite some way on a Sportster, which was an experience for the pair of us. But just wonder if you can tell us a little bit about Ruby and the mixed emotions that you would have had of letting her go.
Yeah, so Ruby was a very special bike. My first ever Harley Davidson. I acquired Ruby from a gentleman in Liverpool. And yeah, I owe that bike nothing. You know, that bike owes me nothing, rather. Just an absolute dream of a bike. Never had an issue with it. Ran a dream. I put well over 20,000 miles on it for the few years that I had her. She took me down through France, just taking me all over Ireland. Yeah, just an absolute dream of a bike. Always a head turner anywhere we went. No matter what other bikes were sitting around, there was always people stopping beside her. Very sad day to see her go, but unfortunately with the style of riding that I'm now doing, which is the longer touring stuff, a 48 Sportster with a 2-gallon tank just doesn't quite cut it for the longer touring trips, unfortunately. If I had the choice, she would still be sitting in my garage, but unfortunately she had to go in order to let me tour.
But you got her down to Saint-Tropez, didn't you, in 2025? In this year, in fact.
Yes,
it's still this year, isn't
it? Yeah, so we headed down there in May. We left sunny Belfast and headed to Saint-Tropez. I think we were actually talking the other day about this, Kenny. How many stops did you do? And you said, well, it must have been in the 20s or 30s. And I said, yeah, before we hit Dublin. It was a lot. It was a lot. Thankfully, in France, have you ever ridden in France? So we did a lot of national park riding, and thankfully in France they have fuel stations dotted everywhere, even in the national parks. You could be in the middle of nowhere with, you've maybe passed civilization 30 miles back. Lo and behold, there'll be 2 petrol pumps just sitting in the middle of a national park, halfway up the mountain. It's great.
Fantastic. And I know you said she was a head turner. Obviously, there have been pictures flashing up here along with some other bits and pieces. Absolutely no doubt she was a special looking bike. I know you did a little bit of work to her, but it's not all bad news, because obviously you managed to turn one bike into 2 bikes.
Yeah, I did. I wish I could do that trick more often. But yeah, so obviously I had gone online and I've been looking for a while for a Road King special. I fell in love with the Road King special. I had one out for a test ride. They're just I just love them. I love them. I love a raw stripped back bike. And that is just the touring version of a raw stripped back bike. So when I found it, I was showing my partner, and she decided to go and have a look and fell in love with the Sportster. So yeah, one bike became 2. I ended up buying a Road King special and an Iron 883.
Yeah, and I was there when you obviously parted with one and took receipt of the other, and it was amazing actually to watch you go from clearly absolutely devastated to this Ruby bike just vanishing out your life. And then your man from Sycamore in Uppingham fired up your new Road King special, and your face literally did a 180, and you just broke into the widest of grins. Your eyes widened to as wide as I could see them go, and you looked at me and you mouthed, "Yeah, baby."
Yeah. For me, it's all about. It's not about speed. It's about the aesthetic and the sound.
Yeah.
I wasn't
Kenny
quite
doesn't know
sure
anything about that.
What's that?
Kenny doesn't know anything about the sound a Harley makes with his Heritage live wire.
No, his electric car is louder. So the
You too, Brutus. You too, Brutus.
Yeah, I wasn't quite sure how the Vance and Hines were going to sound on a Milwaukee 8.
Lovely.
Obviously coming from the Sportster having the Evo engine, and the Vance and Hines just sounding incredible on that engine. I wasn't 100% sure, because a lot of the guys in the chapter don't run Vance and Hines on their tours. It seemed to be a lot of Reinhardts. But yeah, it just sounded incredible.
It definitely didn't disappoint.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I mean, it's definitely going to set off car alarms for sure.
Yeah. In fact, I'm going to stick it in here very quickly. We're going through a tunnel, and you give her a couple of blips. Just take a listen to this, guys. And then I think every time you went through a tunnel, you were doing exactly the same. You couldn't help yourself.
Throttle correct.
Oh, I'll tell you, if you ride a Harley, you go through a tunnel and you don't,
you're on the wrong bike.
You're obviously running stock pipes.
Or my bike.
It was crazy. Absolutely.
Please tell me your pipes aren't aftermarket.
Mine?
You or somebody else spent money on your bike, Kenny, to sound that quiet?
Hang on a minute. So I've got Screaming Eagle 2s on them, actually. And it was they're not Temu ones, they're actual Screaming Eagle pipes. I'm going to have to get an audio clip of my bike. In fact, hang on. There it was.
I didn't hear. Did you hear anything there, Ben? I didn't hear anything.
No, didn't hear a thing.
And that was it live. It's right next to me. It's running. It's been running for the last half an hour. I can't believe you can't hear that, guys. How did you find the whole sort of 15-stone passenger on the back of her? To be fair, the bike, she didn't miss a beat.
No, she's, like I say, she's a very special bike. As you know, Kenny, she could keep up with the big boys any day of the week. There's been a few times where a couple of the guys on the big tours have tried to lose me on motorways and on twisties, only to look in the rearview mirror and see me sitting right up on their rear tire. She was a very quick bike.
Yeah, and I was relying on those. I was relying on those piloting skills actually when I was sat on the back of it. And I had to keep reassuring myself, he's done this before. He's done this before.
Oh, absolutely. I've had the Pillion Princess on the back of me for 3 years.
So talking of the Pillion Princess, you got two bikes. They got the second one, which was the 883. That is for the soon-to-be retired Pillion Princess.
Absolutely, yeah. She is busting to get out on it. She hasn't quite passed her test, which was the reason why I had to get rid of the 48. The insurance for a new rider on that 48 was just extortionate. Now, it was crazy money. So we came to we just came to the conclusion that bike had to go. It was going to be a part exchange for the Road King, and like I say, it just so happened that she found the 883. We priced the insurance on that. It was well within budget, and so that bike's currently sitting in the garage awaiting its new rider, who should be on it very, very soon, actually. So I'm going to have to take it out for a little blip before that happens.
Yeah, well, I know she listens. Lexi, you've got an absolutely incredible machine there. Lovely bike. It's a feather clutch. I've never felt a clutch as light as
it's an absolute.
It's a belter.
It's a stunner of a bike. It's a stunner. It's actually it's a Two Kings build. So if you're not familiar with Two Kings, it was a competition that Harley Davidson ran, where they brought in professional bike builders and basically gave them bikes each, different model each, and they built it from the ground up. Basically put on, any sort of modifications that they wanted on it, aesthetically, of course. And she happened to get the 883 version of that, so it's absolutely stunning. It looks like something from a post-apocalyptic movie, which is right up her street. And funny enough, she decided to call it Furiosa.
Did she?
Yeah,
classy. I like that, actually.
It will be carrying the Guardian of the Gates of Hell, so it has to have a certain amount of intimidation.
Absolutely, panache.
Absolutely, yeah.
Very good.
Lexi sent me a video of the pair of you while I was in America, and it was a video of Kenny trying to mount Ruby, and I couldn't work out why it was funny, because it just looked like somebody struggling to get on the bike. And then I caught up with the social media the next day and saw that you two numpties had hopped on the bike together and off you'd gone. And then it became hysterical. And I hope you're both still speaking to me and have forgiven me for the little Dumb and Dumber reel that I put together for you. I haven't gone to the I very nearly bought you pair the blue and orange tuxedos just in case we needed formal attire for whilst we're in Malta.
True story. I have the orange one of that. I went fancy dress with a mate of mine to a wedding. The groom dared me. He said, you and so-and-so, you should come as Dumb and Dumber. And I said, mate, you don't, because I will. He goes, no, you won't. I said, I will. He goes, I dare you. I was like, you didn't even need to dare me. A true bill. I have it.
Mark, there you go. You've got to sort that out then, mate.
Brilliant.
So you just need to get the blue one now.
No, okay. You know I'm always up for a good dare.
In which case, I dare you.
Yes, absolutely. I double dare you.
Here, you've got to do it now. It needs to be the blue one.
Leave it with me. I'm on it.
Fantastic. Well, listen, Mark, thank you so much, buddy, for coming on. I know we frequently talk about you because you are close friends of ours, and I hope you're getting all ready for Malta.
Absolutely, yeah. Getting the camera ready, the camera equipment ready. So yeah, really looking forward to it. It'll be great to get out of this rain, the good old Northern Ireland rain. It'll be definitely a big change. And Benji, you head out tomorrow.
I do, yes. I had to get the boss in to help me pack my bag, talk about preparing gear. So hopefully I'm all packed and ready to go. One quick question I do have for you, Mark, before we ring off. So obviously you mentioned about the Milwaukee 8 and you'd come from the Evo. It's quite a big step up, albeit a quick bike that you had previously. There's quite a big step up between Ruby and Road King. Power output, was there much of a difference when you noticed when you were riding? My understanding, coming from a smaller bike to my big bike, it felt like, I don't know. Like it literally felt like, if you imagine Doc Brown, where we're going, we don't need roads, like they'd fitted a flux capacitor to my bike. So you must have noticed that there was a bit of a difference between the Evo and the Milwaukee, albeit obviously a heavily worked Evo.
Yeah, so it's strange. It was a very strange one. I was expecting it to be quicker, if that makes sense. It is quicker, but I expected it to be noticeably quicker. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's because of the weight in Ruby. When I pinned it, you were thrown back.
Yeah.
When you pinned the
30 miles
King,
an hour, obviously.
It just what's that?
Up to 30 miles an hour, or 60, or 50, or 70, depending on what was on the sign. Yeah,
absolutely. Not the 50. That's what we go by.
We definitely won't be discussing the speeds that we had to travel to make a boat after a 45-minute detour.
Yeah, let's just say we definitely didn't need roads where we went. No. But yeah,
who messed up?
The roads. It turns out we did need roads, and unfortunately, the road was unavailable.
Yeah, so it was a major detour, which knocked about 45 to an hour onto the trip. Yeah, so it was a very quick run between Newry and Dublin.
Well, I think the flux capacitor activates at 88 miles an hour, and we definitely activated the flux capacitor.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But it was worth it.
And I'm actually surprised to hear that you've got lost, because effectively, like, Mark, are you not similar to, if you throw a deck of cards at Dustin Hoffman's feet, he'll tell you what the total is? I thought you were pretty much the same. If you throw like a map at your feet, you can plan a road trip.
Oh, here, he didn't lose his way. They literally sprung up. Out
of nowhere. And
because of the infrastructure that we have here, the detour was, and I mean ridiculous. I was sat on the back. Obviously, we couldn't communicate, and I was actually starting to think, oh shit, we're goosed here. There's no way we're going to make this boat. And then we eventually got back onto the main road. Had to stop for fuel because obviously the tank is like a bottle of diluting juice, and we activated the flux capacitor from that point onwards.
I think as well. And
at which,
sorry, Mark, carry on.
At that point, so up until that point, at the last fuel stop, Kenny was saying, I'm still not so sure about this. I'm not so sure. Once we got to the next stop, after activating the flux capacitor, he got off with a big grin on his face and said, no, I'm enjoying myself.
Yep.
That had nothing to do with where he tucked his hands to keep them warm, having passed over your gloves.
No. I was very thankful for those new gloves, by the way. Thanks for that, Kenny. Very thankful.
Oh, here, listen, brother, it was 3 degrees, and say I could tuck my hands away and they were still Baltic. So how you'd never lost a thumb, I don't know. So, right, Matt, listen, appreciate you coming on and telling us about Ruby and telling us about your new bikes. I shall let you get back.
Thanks for having me.
I shall let you get back to the Queen of Darkness before she unleashes the Hounds of Hell. And listen, we will see you in a couple of days. In fact, I'll see you just before that. You'll see Ben in a few days in a much warmer environment. And buddy, thanks again. Take care.
Thank you for calling in.
No problem. Thanks for having me, guys. Thanks, guys. Catch you later. Bye.
Bye.
Well, Ben, that was definitely different to what we've done previously, but I imagine, like me, that was awesome. Really enjoyed that.
Thoroughly enjoyable. And it's nice, isn't it, if they hear the voices. So we obviously talk about these people. Mark's been mentioned quite a bit. But yeah, it's cracking to actually have them on board and chatting with us and sharing their own story rather than us sharing it for them. So yeah, really enjoyed it. Look forward to doing it in the future.
Absolutely. Gordy, thank you so much. Stevie, thank you so much. Mark, thank you so much. It was great to have you on. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed that slightly different format. If you would like to get involved, then you know how to get in touch. Go to the website, get in touch with us on the social, or just text me or Ben. We'd love to get you on. We'd love to find out what's going on in your part of the world, in your chapter, in your motorcycle life. It's all about the story, so please get in touch. We will be next time coming to you from Malta, because D-Day is literally just a couple of days away. Everyone at the Malta HOG chapter, I hope that all of your organisation has gone to plan. I hope that everything is in place for the rally. Everyone coming is extremely thankful for all of the hard work that you've put in. And I know that the Wolf-Runa guys there must be an absolute flurry of activity in Wolverhampton and the surrounding areas, as what can only be described as a company of people heading out to Malta. Ben, safe travels tomorrow, my friend.
Thank you very much.
Give me 3 rings when you get there so I know you're safe.
Yes, mate, will do. There was one quick thing, actually, talking to Steve. He mentioned Jill Mogg, which reminded me, very, very quick thing, and then I promise we'll all go our separate ways. And talking to Moggy down at Rock, I was chatting to somebody while I was away in America, a guy that I met called Marty, and he was talking about his relationship troubles, and he was saying that he had a bit of bad news recently, and his wife, Lorraine, had caught him with his girlfriend, Claire Lee. I said, "Oh, mate, that's awful. That must be absolutely horrendous." He said, No, it's not as bad as you'd expect it to be, because I can see Claire Lee now Lorraine has gone. Moggy wanted dad jokes. I deliver.
And I didn't need to wait until the editing to get that one. I like it.
I like the rim shot as well. Well done.